Good evening and welcome to the applicant, staff, board members, and members of the public. This is February 3rd, 2026 meeting of the City of Bangor's Planning Board. It's 6:59. My name is Jonathan Boucher, Chair of the Board. Other board members in attendance this evening include Ted Brush, Tricia Hayes, Greg Hobson, Ken Hune, Vice Chair Janet Jonas, Ross Whitford, and alternate member Justin Cartier. Board members are volunteers from the Bangor community. City staff members in attendance this evening include Planning Officer Anya Collette, Assistant Solicitor Grace Innes, City Engineer Jefferson Davis, and Planning Analyst Matthew Altiero. We thank them for their help in preparation for this meeting. So the agenda for tonight starts us off with some old business. First, we'll be looking to discuss the meeting minutes for the January 20th, 2026 meeting. Are there any modifications or comments on the minutes? If not, we'll take a move. Yeah.
Second.
I heard Member Hune move to approve the minutes and Member Brush seconded. And let's take a roll call vote. We'll start with Member Brush.
Yes.
So I'm going to skip over Member Hayes because you weren't here for the minutes. Member Hobson.
Yes.
Member Hune.
Yes.
Member Jonas.
Yes.
Member Whitford.
Yes.
The chair votes yes. So on to the next item was the adoption of findings and decision for 861 Broadway, map lot R21-009 Pushaw Road. And we wanted to see if we have a motion to approve those findings. Member Jonas,
Move to approve.
we get a second? Member Brush. Again, Member Hayes will skip over because you weren't here for that one. So roll call vote, Member Brush,
Yes.
Member Hobson,
Yes.
Member Hune,
Yes.
Member Jonas,
Yes.
Member Woodford,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. That brings us up to new business, and I have a section to read here just to give some background on it. The planning board has two main roles. First, we review the amendments to the land development code, which typically include either changes to zoning districts or changes to text within the code. Our review of these amendments includes adherence to the comprehensive plan, as well as considering any applicable concerns from the public. Our vote on these items is in the form of a recommendation to the City Council as to whether the item ought to pass or ought not to pass. The City Council makes the final decision on zoning and land development code changes. There's one item on the agenda this evening that's a proposed code amendment. Secondly, the board serves as a regulatory authority for land development permits, commonly known as site plan review. Site plans are reviewed to ensure compliance with city codes as to parking, driveways, stormwater management, lighting, landscaping, and buffering, as well as building location, environmental impacts, and shoreline zoning as may be applicable. We also ensure the plan meets the dimensional requirements of the project zoning district or the project zoning district. We review larger site plans that trigger site location development for the main DEP as well under their requirements. Some uses are conditional uses that have specific conditions and requirements, and we use to review those projects. State statute also outlines the requirements for subdivision review, and the city has additional standards as to roadway and utility specifications. The board ultimately endorses a plan that will go to the Registry of Deeds if the plan is approved. And there are two items on the agenda that are land development permits this evening. Further information on the city's codes and standards and the comprehensive plan can be found at the city's website. Just gonna take a breath. That was a lot. Review of each new item will be as follows. For the land development permits, we will first consider and vote on the application's readiness for review and any concerns for conflict of interest. And for all items, the applicant or their representative should then come forward to the podium, provide a brief introduction to the proposal, and then should stay at the podium while we consider any questions from the staff or the board members for code amendments. The staff would make the presentation. Once the item has been presented, the applicant may be seated and we will allow time for public comment. For public comments, the person should come to the podium, introduce themselves, state if they're a Bangor resident or an abutter to the property as applicable, and indicate if they are for or against the proposal. It's also helpful if you present your thoughts based upon the city's codes and standards and the comprehensive plan as they are the primary documents used by the board to make our decisions. All comments and discussions should remain respectful and considerate of others. Once public comments are completed, we'll close that item for public comment. Board will then deliberate on the proposal using the applicable standards for clarity. When considering land development proposals, the code standards are typically read and voted on separately. The final decision is then read and voted on. If the applicant disagrees with the land development permit decision the board has made, then they may appeal the decision to the Superior Court of Maine. Once a project you are interested in has been reviewed, you may leave the meeting, but please be respectfully quiet so as not to disturb the review of other agenda items. That's everything. So our first item is to amend the land development code by section 165-139, development requirements to allow short-term rentals in tiny home parks and amending short-term rentals in tiny home parks and manufactured home parks.
Before we go to that item, I just have two things. Did I miss it, or did you do the adoption of findings and decisions for those two projects?
Let's go back. I did we completed the adoption of findings for the 861 Broadway and map lot. We read that section.
Okay, sorry. I thought you just did minutes, but maybe
I did it out of order. I did minutes first
Okay.
and then the
Sorry.
adoption.
I think I was reading this email, so I missed the findings part. Sorry about that. The email I wanted to go over, I should have emailed this, but I got a member of the public who emailed after our Historic Preservation Commission meeting and just had a couple reminders for people from that. Number one, when we have members of the public that comment, we need to make sure that they come up to the podium to speak. It's just kind of a reminder for all of us, just because if they speak from back there, the microphone won't pick them up. And then for members, just a reminder that if you turn your head away from the microphone, it might have trouble picking up what you're saying. And just to make sure to speak, close and directly into the microphone when you're speaking. So I just want to make sure you won't do that. Okay. So on the land development code amendment, we had a workshop on this. I think it was December last year, might have been November. But the change is to allow short-term rentals in tiny home parks and cap them at 30% of the park or 5 homes, whichever is less, and to make those same rules for manufactured home parks. The reason being that when we first came up with the tiny home park ordinance, it was before we had short-term rental regulations, so we didn't allow them at the time. Then we came up with the short-term rental regulations, but we didn't include tiny home parks. So as of now, we allow short-term rentals in tiny home or manufactured home parks, but not tiny home parks. So there's a discrepancy there. So that's the gist of it. Are there any questions on that?
Member Jonas.
Just a quick question. So I know that we don't have this in Bangor yet, but I have actually visited a tiny home park where some of the properties are individually owned. They're not actually owned by the tiny home park builder. So how would this restrict or enable them to participate in short-term rentals?
So that would be treated like we treat condominiums. We don't have a cap on like a condominium building. We would have the cap on an operator. So if somebody in that condo owned other short-term rentals, they would be capped at 5.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? So we have our staff presentation. No questions from the board. So we would open this up for public comment at this point. Any members from the public? Then we will close public comment, and I'll ask one more time if there's any additional review from board members, or if we're ready to go for a motion on the proposal. And a reminder that it should be phrased in the positive as I move that this blank, blank, blank ought to pass, and then we either vote yes or no as we want, just to keep it clear. Yep, Member Hyun?
Yes. Chair, I move that we amend that we recommend that amending the land development codes, section 165-139, development requirements to allow short-term rentals in tiny home parks, and amending the short-term rental licenses code, section 254-4, licensing to to add a cap for short-term rentals in tiny home parks and manufactured home parks. And I recommend that we pass this with a ought to pass to city council.
Thank you. Any second?
I'll second.
Thank you. So I'll take a roll call vote on this. Member Brush,
Yes.
Member Hayes,
Yes.
Member Hobson,
Yes.
Member Hune,
Yes.
Member Jonas.
Yes.
Member Woodford,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. All right. That brings us down to the land development permit applications. The first item for tonight is the land development permit application for a minor site development and conditional use for the renovation of an existing 4,128 square foot commercial building with a drive-through service and associated site improvements at a property located at 57 Bangor Mall Boulevard, map lot R61-015, in the shopping and personal service and stream protection districts S&PS-SP. The applicant is or owner is Jason Cole. Do we have Jason or their representative on Zoom? If you promoted them to,
Jamie Pierce is up there.
is that Jamie Pierce?
Tanner Reef, yeah. you promoted him.
Oh,
Okay.
Tanner. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Tanner's our presenter.
At this point, we'd start by doing, staff has indicated the completeness of this application and it's ready for board review. The fees are documented and paid. The applicant's standing is confirmed. Does the board have any concerns about these issues? Or if not, can we go to, can I get a motion on the completeness and readiness of this item?
Yeah.
Yeah, member Ian?
Yes, Chair, move that the applicant is deemed to complete on February 3rd, 2026. The applicant paid all applicable fees, which is Exhibit 4, and the proposed project is a minor site development and conditional use.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Member Brush? We have a second, and so let's take a roll call vote. On this one, we have so Member Brush,
Yes.
Member Hayes,
Yes.
Member Hobson,
Yes.
Member Hune,
Yes.
Member Jonas,
Yes.
Member Woodford.
Yes.
The chair votes yes. All right. So I should have asked if there were any conflicts of interest as well. I'm sorry I didn't bring that up. Does anyone have any conflicts of interest with this item? Thanks. So now for the applicant over Zoom, if you'd like to give us your presentation on the project.
Yes, absolutely. Can everybody hear me?
I hear you. Yep.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tanner Reef. I am a project manager with Design and Engineering, representing our client, Jason Cole. So we're here to request, as mentioned, conditional use and minor site development for the renovation of an existing vacant 4,100 square foot commercial building to a new Arby's restaurant with drive-through. So our project location is 57 Bangor Main Boulevard. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Can everybody see that as well?
Didn't take myself off mute for that. Yeah, I see it. Everyone else can see it fine. Yeah.
Okay, so this is our project location at the intersection of Bangor Mall Boulevard and a private drive. So our site access points and improvements include reducing from 3 to 2 access points, closing off a middle access point with a landscape buffer and required street trees. Within the site, we are proposing minor pavement and curb modifications around the building perimeter, restriping of the existing parking lot with full site circulation, providing 49 parking spaces with 2 ADA compliant parking spaces, a new dumpster enclosure, and directional signage and bollards. No building expansion or increase in impervious area is proposed for this site. As far as utility upgrades, we are proposing a new water line, 1.5-inch water line service to the building, new gas service to the building, the reuse of existing electrical service that is currently on the building, and an installation of an underground grease interceptor on our site. That is the scope of work regarding the site improvements and modifications.
Any other comments before we go to staff comments? Anything else, Tanner?
No, thank you, guys.
Did he say what kind of restaurant?
I heard him say it was going to be an Arby's.
He said it was gonna be.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, that's what it used to be.
Do we have any staff comments?
Yeah, so first I'll just go over the conditions that we had requested we make. So the first one being that they have an approved traffic movement permit before they start construction. Then also I had emailed you some lighting conditions. I realized after the fact, one of the conditions in the email I listed was about the building mounted lighting. And then I realized here that we had a condition already regarding that. I would just use the condition that is in the findings for that. So the condition I would be asking you to add is about having them submit modified plans that show the new light poles on their property, the subject property, to illuminate the area that's currently being illuminated by the poles on the other property. Does everyone have that language that I emailed out? Okay. Sure.
Everyone had a chance to review it. You guys all, does everyone understand the context behind why this is being requested? Were you able to follow through in the email? Yeah, okay.
So it's somebody else's property.
Yes.
Right. Any questions for staff or for the applicant? Or any other comments I should ask planning officer Colette?
I don't have any other comments.
Okay. Any questions? Planning officer, any questions for the applicant?
No questions for the applicant.
Are you all set? Member Cardy?
Tanner, thank you for taking on this project. It's great to see some more development coming to Bangor and another restaurant returning. The private drive that this Arby's is going to be on, who's going to be charged with maintaining that? I know that's been a huge deficiency probably over the past 5 or 10 years for the city and the people who travel over by Best Buy there. I know Best Buy did pave that side, but I don't know if there was any plans to pave this or who's taking care of that private drive there.
There are no plans for repaving in our scope of work. And I believe the private drive is maintained by the city, as far as I understand. Our client will not have ownership of that private drive for this project.
Thank you, sir.
City engineer, do you wanted to chime in on that?
I don't believe the city has any ownership or maintenance responsibilities for that private drive. It's a private drive. We don't maintain or repave or take care of, or whatever you want to call it, private facilities like that. Unless there's a long-standing agreement that I don't know about, but there was never one submitted to us during this process.
Jeff, do you know if that's under the Bangor Mall, like the rest of that loop there?
No, it's outside of it.
Okay.
Yep.
I guess that's something I would ask that the city might try to find out who does have ownership of that private drive. As an access road for many of the businesses over there by the mall, and the size of the potholes many times are larger than the vehicles that travel on them. I think it's something we should look at for the people of the city.
Well, it clearly shows on the plan in front of you that it's owned by the landowner of that applicant. It's their section of roadway for that entrance. The Best Buy lot owns the section that was paved. The lot above 57 Bangor Mall Boulevard is, oops, sorry, is owned by the abutting property owner, which is the 49 Bangor Mall Boulevard. So all those landowners are responsible for maintaining that private drive. So
So it's the abutting property, is that what he said?
They each own their own segment, so, yeah.
Split it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can make it part of the land development, because we don't have anything in the land development code that refers to that. It's more on them, like if a customer, blows out their tire, it's on them to deal with that, so. Yeah, we can't make it part of a condition of land development permit, so.
Understood. Just was curious whose ownership there was of that because it's been an issue for so very long. Hoping to just get some clarity for everyone involved here. And I'm sure for Arby's as well, the new restaurant there would, I'm sure, prefer to have a smooth sailing for their customers into their new and shiny new business that I look forward to bringing people to. Thank you.
Any other questions? Oh, Member Jones.
I have a quick question for staff about traffic, because, we want to see the traffic study for this particular location. And this is just for my personal thing, because I'm still getting up to speed on it. But, so there might be overlap between the businesses along this private road, that are the same individual, perhaps traveling between those. Are those counted as separate trips, or are those counted as, related? And I'm not even sure there's actually any way to know, but it's just a question.
or for the drive-through itself?
Well, for the drive-through or even for the business. So if somebody went to Best Buy and then they stopped at the place across the street and then they went to Arby's. Is that one trip or is that 3 trips?
No, it's only if you're going to that destination on that property. So you don't count, if somebody's going to Best Buy, that's its own destination. If they come to Arby's, that's their own
Okay,
destination.
so it is individual. So,
Yep.
okay, all right, thanks.
Any follow-up question or any other questions? Can I get clarity on the conditions that you mentioned? So when we come to the decision, if you would like us to include the condition that modified plan be submitted to the planning division within 30 days, that bullet, but also the other one, the build the mounted
Yeah.
exterior lighting.
So what I had highlighted there, number 2, proposed building mounted light fixtures meet the standards in 165-81 and 114E.
It's already referenced as a condition within it, so we don't have to bring it back. So scratch the second bullet, is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying keep bullets 1 and 2, and then you would add a third condition about them submitting modified plans with the light poles. So are you looking at my email or are you looking at?
I'm looking at your email.
Sorry, I'm looking at the decision.
I have that up too, so I'm,
Okay. So under the decision, I
Yep.
had 2 conditions here. So you would keep both of those. And then you would add modified plans 1.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
My mistake. I see now. Yep.
Just a quick question. So in the decision, I'm sorry. Before the decision, in the standards where you highlighted yellow, those are all unmet.
Yes, I mean, you can do it one of 2 ways. You could, when you get to those standards, you could add those conditions in then. And then when you get to the final decision, you could just say, refer back to those particular standards where you had those conditions, just to shorten things a little. Or you could vote on those standards without the condition, and then when you get to the final decision, then you could add the conditions in, whichever you would prefer to do.
Do we want to talk about that any further? Are you guys, you're following? Everyone's okay? Then I think at this point, we've answered our questions. We would open it up for public comment. Is there any public comment on this project? Not, we will close public comment. And so I would look for, we're going to get started on going through the different items, the provisions and findings, starting on part 1, that the project meets the requirements of Articles 2 through 12. So under part 1, finding number 1, do I have a motion? Member Brush?
Mr. Chair, I move that the board finds that based on exhibits 3 and 11, the applicant satisfied section 165-33.1 of the Land Development Code requirements surrounding erosion and sediment control.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Member Hune. Roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Whitford?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. On to number 2. Member Jonas?
Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2 and 7, the applicant satisfied section 165-72 of the Land Development Code requirements of required number of parking spaces for a restaurant, section 165-73's requirements for parking area location and screening, and section 165-74's requirements of design, construction, and maintenance.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Member Hune? So roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Mr. Hune?
Yes.
Member Hune? Mr. Hune? You said yes?
Yeah.
Thank you. Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Whitford?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Number 3?
Hmm.
Do we have a motion? Oh, Member Hune.
Chair, I find it, I recommend that the board finds that based on exhibits 3, 5, and 9, the applicant satisfied 165-79 of the Land Development Code requirements for providing adequate utility services and 165-80 requirements for using public water and sewage services when possible, and 165-83's requirements regarding providing adequate electrical service.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Member Hobson. Let's do a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Jonas?
Yes.
Whitford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. On to number 4. Have a motion? Member Hune.
Yeah, I move that the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 7, 17, 18, and 20, the applicant satisfied 165-81's requirements of providing adequate outdoor lighting and preventing light trespass and pollution.
Right. And we have a second with Member Brush. So for a roll call vote, Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
No.
Member
The
Whitford?
condition.
What?
Well, might consider a point of order on that. Since we're going to be covering this in a condition further on, is there an issue on voting yes or no?
I guess more of a legal question.
I wondered about that. Yellow. We got to the yellow.
If you would prefer, and to make it cleaner and feel better about voting for it, you can just add these 2 lighting conditions to the standard. And then when you get to that final decision, you can just say also with the conditions that were mentioned earlier on lighting.
So at this point, we're in a bit of a tricky situation. We've had all these votes on the motion that was made, and I've disrupted it. We have Member Whitford and myself on it. Do you have a recommendation on how we clear this?
Well, I don't know. I think that the best way to do it, since there's a motion on the table right now, is to complete your voting on it and then go from there. So finish your voting and then we'll go
Thank
from
you.
there.
On to member Woodford,
No.
and the chair votes, I know the spirit of where we're going with this because we're gonna tuck it in with, I'm gonna vote yes, because I know, that we're gonna cover it in um, the conditions at the end. Does anyone who voted no want to explain their vote? I know that's typically what we do. So, yes, thank you, Member Jonas.
Well, yes, I voted no because I don't feel that that the applicant has met this standard at this point. And so I do appreciate we are going to add a condition, but I feel like a no vote is appropriate.
Yeah, I see where you're, and then, was it Member Woodford? Yeah,
The same reason we are going to be covering it, but as per the motion as made, I don't feel a yes vote was appropriate.
all right, thank you. And, Solicitor Innes, are you? Yeah, well, it does pass. So, but are you satisfied with where we are on that one?
Yeah, so it passes and then you'll be covering the conditions in the final part. So I guess either way, you're good, but it passed, so.
Okay, that was item 4. Moving on to, and is the expectation that we cover the condition at this point coming off of that, or we'll handle that at the point of the decision?
I guess it might be cleaner at this point when you get to the land development, Virginia, you get to that lighting standard. You could add the conditions on then.
So that's coming up later on in part 4, number 3.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. So that concluded number 4 of part 1. Can I get a motion on number 5 of part 1? Member Hayes.
I move the board finds that based on exhibits 3, 5, and 11, the applicant satisfied section 165-84 of the Land Development Code requirements regarding providing adequate storm drainage and stormwater offset, and section 165-86's requirements on compliance with sewer regulations.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Member Jonas?
Yes,
We'll do a,
second.
we'll do a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. That concludes part 1. We're on to part 2. The project meets the district site development standards under Article 19. Do I have a motion? Member Brush?
Mr. Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 5, 7, and 10, the applicant satisfied section 165-135 of the Land Development Code regarding impervious surface ratio and buffer yards.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second?
For Hobson. So let's do a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. That concludes part 2. On to part 3, the project meets the requirements of section 165-101, Shopping and Personal Service District, S&PS. Do I have a motion for number 1? Member Hune?
Here I move that the board finds that based upon the findings in parts 1 and 2 of this document, the project meets the requirements of 165-101, uses within the shopping and personal service district.
Do I have a second? Oh, do we have a second on that one? Member Hayes? We'll do a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. On to item 2 of part 3. Oh, Member Hune?
Yes, Chair, I move that the board finds that based on Exhibit 2, the project meets the requirements of 165-101D4 for drive-in businesses uses within the shopping and personal service district.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Member Jonas? And we'll do a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Hune?
Yes.
Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. That concludes part 3. We're on to part 4. The project meets the requirements of section 165-114 land development approval standards. Do I have a motion for number 1? Member Jonas?
Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 5, 7, 11, and 16, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code Section 165-114B's requirement that the proposed parking and loading layout are arranged in a reasonable and safe configuration, and Section 165-114C's requirement that all proposed access drives are reasonably necessary and safe.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Member Hobson? Do a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. On to number 2. Member Hayes? Sorry. Hayes?
I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 3, and 11, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code Section 165-114D's requirement that the proposed development will not have unreasonable adverse effects on abutting or downstream properties or protected resources such as wetlands, lakes, streams, or brooks, and that all downstream channels or municipal stormwater collection systems have adequate capacity to carry the flow without significant negative effects.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Member Brush? And a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Whitford?
Yes.
The chair votes yes. Item 3, we have, when we read this one for clarity, we were suggesting including the condition for the, this one's related to the lighting. So that would be the condition that's the second bullet on Planning Officer Colette's email, but it's also the second option in the decision. If we want to read that at the same time, and then we can vote on that. I think is what we're suggesting. Everyone agree? Okay. Thank you. So I would take a motion. Member Hune?
I'll give it a try. Yeah, I move that, Chair, I move that the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 7, 17, 18, and 20, the applicant satisfied the Land Development Code 165-114E's requirements that all outdoor lighting shall be designed, installed, and maintained to avoid unreasonable adverse effects from light pollution. That the building mounted exterior lighting fixtures be downward facing and full cutoff in compliance with the city's code. And that's a condition.
Okay, I followed. Thank you. And do we have a second?
I'll second.
Member Hobson seconds. And we'll do a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Item number 4. Member Brush?
Mr. Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 5, 7, and 10, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code Section 165-114F's requirements for landscaping.
Thank you. And a second with Member Jonas. A roll call vote, starting with Member Brush.
Yes.
Member Hayes.
Yes.
Member Hobson.
Yes.
Member Hune.
Yes.
Member Jonas.
Yes.
Member Woodford.
Yes.
The chair votes yes. On to number 5. Do I have a motion?
Chair, I move that the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 3, and 11, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code Section 165-114H's requirements regarding preventing unreasonable adverse environmental impacts, and Section 165-114I's required preventing unreasonable adverse effects on nearby water resources.
Thank you, Member Hobson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Member Brush, and a roll call vote. Member Brush.
Yes.
Member Hayes.
Yes.
Hobson.
Yes.
Hune. Member Hune.
Yes.
Member Jonas.
Yes.
Member Woodford.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. That concludes part 4, which brings us to part 5. So that's the part 5 covers that the project meets the criteria for the conditional use under section 165-9A. Can I get a motion for for item 1? Member Hayes.
I move the board finds that based on findings made in parts 1 through 4, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code Section 165-9A1's requirements on not requiring a variance of development or other standards.
Thank you. And a second? Member Brush, thank you. Roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Can I get a motion for number 2? Member
Chair.
Jonas?
Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 5, 11, and 16, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code Section 165-9A Part 2's requirements of not creating unreasonable traffic congestion or hazardous conditions on contiguous or adjacent streets.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, Member Brush, thank you. And a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. On to item 3. Can I get a motion? Member Brush?
Mr. Chair, I move the board finds that based on the findings of parts 1 through 4 of section 4 of this document, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code Section 165-9A3's requirements for providing and maintaining adequate and appropriate utilities, fire protection, drainage, parking, and loading, and other necessary site improvements.
Thank you. Can you have a second?
I'll second.
Member Hobson? And roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. And number 4, can I get a motion on number 4?
Chair, I move that the board finds that based on exhibits 2 and 5, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code Section 165-9A4's requirements on the proposed use being appropriate for the location in which it was sought.
Thank you. Member Hobson, may I have a second? Member Hayes? And a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. That concludes part 5. On to the decision. We've covered the the second item. Do we need to repeat it at this time when reading the decision and the conditions?
I think you can just refer back to the condition made earlier on building mounted light fixtures.
If someone prefers to just to read it, I think that'd be okay too, right? It
Yeah.
might be simpler if you guys don't want to. And then we still do need to read the condition number 1. It's the option to read condition number 2 or refer back to it. And then the modified plans be submitted item. That one needs to be read from the email from Planning Officer Collette. Did that capture all 3? Do we have someone who'd like to read the decision and with the conditions referenced? Member Jones.
Chair, I move the board finds that the project meets the requirements for a land development permit for a minor site development and conditional use, and therefore, the board grants the land development permit for the proposed project with the following conditions. Number 1, the applicant must provide evidence of an approved main DOT traffic movement permit prior to construction. Number 2, to reiterate what was decided above, the proposed building mounted light fixtures meet the standards in section 165-81 and section 165-114E. And 3, the applicant must submit modified plans to the planning division within 30 days of approval, which show new light poles on the subject property to illuminate the area currently being illuminated by poles on the adjacent property, and which show the light fixtures will be full cutoff and downward facing in compliance with the city's code.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Member Hobson seconds. Let's do a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
The chair votes yes. Congratulations. The all items have passed and the application has been approved. At this point, you can reach out to the Code Enforcement Office for any more guidance. Any final statements from city staff? Thank you for your presentation. You're all set. Any questions from yourself or the applicant, Tanner?
No questions here. Thank you, guys.
Yep, thank you. All right, we're moving on to our second land development permit application. This item is a land development permit application for a major site development and planned group development for the construction of two 250-foot by 60-foot warehouse facilities, each with 10 individual warehouse units with a single shared driveway at a property located on Audlin Road, map lot R10-010-A and R10-010-B in the Urban Industry District UID. The applicant owner Bernard Holdings LLC. Staff has indicated the completeness of this application and that it's ready for board review. All fees have been documented and paid. The applicant's standing is confirmed. Does the board have any concerns with these issues, or is there any conflicts of interest before we move forward? Not, then I would look for a motion and a second to accept the completeness of this application. Do we have a motion? This is found on the page 2 or page 26, I guess is what its references. Member Hune?
I move that the application was being completed on February 3rd, 2026.
Member Hune, do you mind unmuting? I'm sorry.
What?
Do you mind putting your mic on?
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I move that the application was deemed complete on February 3rd, 2026. The applicant paid all applicable fees. The proposed project is a major site development and a planned group development.
Thank you. Can I have a second? Member Jonas? And we'll do a roll call vote on this. Is it Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
The chair votes yes. All right. So at this point, we would like the applicant or the representative to come up to the podium and give a brief and give a presentation on the project.
All right, thank you for that introduction. My name is Justine Drake. I'm a civil engineer with Hinkley Hill Designs. I'll be representing Bernard Holdings this evening. Unfortunately, the property owner couldn't make it. I think he was having trouble logging into Zoom. But if you have any follow-up questions for him, I can always make that connection. But let me pull this back. I'm going to be pointing to the site plan throughout the presentation, so please just let me know if you have trouble seeing anything or understanding what I'm pointing to. But the north is up on this plan, so you understand the orientation. And for reference, just north of this property across Audlin Road is Eurovia, the gravel pit. Thibodeau Construction's laydown yard is just to the west of that. And if you were to move east and continue on, you'd end up on Union Street for reference. And again, as mentioned, this is 2 parcels, and the grade, the existing topography kind of heads in 3 directions. Just on the south side of the properties is Interstate 95. So part of the existing topography, it drains toward the interstate drainage. And then at the driveway entrance here, which is existing, there is a high point. So drainage would convey in this direction and then also in this direction towards Union Street. So we're trying to maintain that in the site design. There are existing utilities at the street on Audlin Road, so we're proposing water, sewer, and overhead electrical connections. The building on the west would have its own water connection. The building on the east would have its own water connection, but the 2 buildings would share 1 sewer connection. They would also each have their own overhead electrical connections. For parking, each warehouse unit, again, there are 10 in each building. Each warehouse unit would have its own parking space. That would also be the loading zone. So each unit has access through a man door and an overhead door. And then that overhead door, that space in front of the overhead door would accommodate parking as well for each tenant. This project was required to meet the DEP stormwater management law. So just as of late, the city now has delegated authority to review those permitting requirements. So that was part of this application process. So in order to manage the quality of stormwater that runs off impervious area and developed area from the site, we're proposing to construct roof drip edge filters on the south of each building. So that would treat stormwater runoff from the south half. It's split exactly in half, and it would just run directly into those drainage trenches. And then all other impervious area, or the amount that is required to meet the application would be treated by 2 separate under-drain soil filters. So again, trying to stay true to the existing topography. The west building would be treated with an under-drain soil filter on the west, in front of the west building, and the east stormwater runoff from the eastern side would be treated by an under-drain soil filter on the eastern side of the property. They'll share an entrance. And I'm not sure I mentioned this, but this would be a planned group development just to make it clear that if ownership were to be conveyed in the future, that access and right to use shared facilities would be maintained. Lighting is limited to lighting attached to the building. And again, it was proposed to meet the city's requirements to have downward facing full cutoff wall pack lighting around the perimeters of the building. I believe that's it. If you guys have any questions, please let me know.
Any questions for the applicant? Member Hyun?
Yeah, so they have separate water.
Member Hyun, do you mind your mic? I'm sorry to bother you, but your mic.
Yeah, so they have separate water, but they're gonna share electrical.
They're going to share a sewer outlet, but they will have separate electrical and separate water services.
You mentioned in case they sold it later on, they could sell it separately and.
Yeah, and that's a benefit of being a planned group development is that's made clear in this approval process is that right to those utilities would be, that would continue.
Thank you.
Questions? Yeah. Yeah, Member Jonas?
Just a quick one. I'm a little confused about the geography because you said the property drains toward Union Street. But Union Street's pretty far away from there, I think, if I know where this property is relative to,
You're right.
not even Hammond Street. Hammond Street's still pretty far away.
You're right. Thank you for making that distinction. So I did mean Union Street, but I just meant in that general direction to the east. So
Oh, to the east. Okay, thank you. Because Union Street's,
it's far, that's correct. But the driveway, the driveway will match the existing topography and there are ditches on either side and they split. So, and just to make a further clarification, each under drain soil filter that everything drains to will then convey again to those ditches via a pipe outlet.
thank
Any other
you.
questions for the applicant? Any comments from the staff?
I don't have any comments on the project, but just on the findings, standard 2 under part 1, you can just ignore that. Because at the time when I included that, I thought this was on one parcel, so it's not relevant since they're on separate parcels.
So you're saying standard 2 under part 1, where it says the board finds, and then it's talking about exhibit 2.
Yard space for group buildings.
Yeah, you're saying that should be removed.
Yeah, you can just ignore it and we'll remove it.
So remove item 2. I'll skip over that. Okay. Any questions for staff? Thank you. I'll see if there's any questions and then we're gonna start reviewing the findings.
Thank you.
Any additional discussion before we review the findings? Anything from the board members? Member Jonas?
Okay, so I just have a question. I'm not really used to mini storage having bathrooms. So what's driving that particular accommodation?
Sure, yeah, that's a great question. So this would be each building has 10 individual warehouse units and they would be leased. So different tenants will have access and the purpose is they'd have, the right to, I don't want to say use it how they wish, because if there was a use outside warehouse, they would have to come back to the city for permission, but they would have access to facilities and more autonomy over the use of that space.
Any follow-up questions?
It's kind of a unique use. It's not strictly warehouse or storage, but in the zone that they're in, UID, the very first permitted use is commercial, industrial uses. It's very broad. So it's kind of a unique use that fits in that broad category.
Okay, follow-up from member.
So could something like a cottage industry or light industry use be permittable in this space?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions or discussion? We'll open it for public discussion or public comment. Is there any public comment? If not, I will close the public comment. And then at this point, we can move on to motions on the findings, which we're going to start with part one, that the project meets the requirements, or excuse me, the requirements for Articles 2 through 12. Can I get a motion for number one? Member Brush?
Mr. Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 11, and 17, the applicant satisfied section 165-33.1 of the Land Development Code regarding best management practices of erosion and sediment control.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Member Hune has a second. Roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
The chair votes yes. We are skipping over number 2 as it's not applicable. And we're moving on to item number 3. Can I get a motion? Member Hayes?
I move the board finds that based on Exhibit 2, the applicant satisfied Section 165-68 of the Land Development Code regarding minimum lot frontage.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Member
Second.
Hobson? Roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. On to item number 4. Can I have a motion? Member Brush?
Mr. Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibit 2, the applicant satisfied section 165-69 of the Land Development Code regarding the requirements for planned group developments.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Member Hune? And a roll call vote. Start with Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Can I get a motion for number 5? Member Jonas?
Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 5, and 15, the applicant satisfies section 165-72 of the Land Development Code regarding the required number of parking spaces, section 165-73's requirements regarding parking area location and screening, and section 165-74's requirements regarding parking area design, construction, and maintenance.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Member Hobson seconds. And a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Item 6. Member Hune?
Chair, I move that the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 5, and 17, the applicant satisfied 165-79 of the Land Development Code regarding providing the necessary utility services required, 165-80's requirements regarding providing adequate water and sewage services, and 165-83's requirements regarding providing adequate electrical service.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Member Brush? A roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hune?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Can I get a motion on item 7? Member Brush?
Mr. Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 5, and 10, the applicant satisfied section 165-81 of the Land Development Code regarding providing adequate lighting and preventing light pollution and trespass.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
And we'll do a roll, that was Member Hewen with a second. We'll do a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hewen?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
The chair votes yes. On to number 8. We have a motion. Member Jonas?
Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 5, and 18, the applicant satisfied section 165-82's requirements regarding having adequate fire protection.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Member Hobson with a second. And a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hewen?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
The chair votes yes. On to item 9. Member Hewen?
Chair, I move that the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 5, 9, 11, and 17, the applicant satisfied 165-84 of the Land Development Code regarding adequate storm drainage and stormwater offset. 165-85's requirements regarding anticipated type and volume of sanitary flows, and 165-86's requirements regarding compliance with sewer regulations.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Member Hayes? And a roll call vote. We'll start. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hewen?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Mem-
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. That completes part 1 and brings us to part 2, that the project meets the district site development standards under Article 19. Can I get a motion on the first item? Member Brush?
Mr. Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2 and 22, the applicant satisfied section 165-135 of the Land Development Code regarding height limits, floor area ratio, impervious surface ratio, and buffer yards.
Thank you. Can we have a second?
I'll second.
Member Hobson. And a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hewen?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
The chair votes yes. That concludes part 2. We're on to part 3, that the project meets the requirements for section 165-69, Urban Industry District UID. Can I get a motion on this one item? We have Member Hayes.
I move the board finds that based on the findings made in parts 1 and 2 of this document, the project meets the requirements of, excuse me, section 165-96C1 for uses within the Urban Industry District UID.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Member Hobson, and a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hewen?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. That completes part 3 and brings us to part 4, that the project meets the requirements for section 165-114 land development approval standards. Can I have a motion for item 1? Member Brush?
Mr. Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2 and 17, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code section 165-114B requirements that the proposed parking and loading layout are arranged in a reasonable and safe configuration. And section 165-114C's requirements that all proposed access drives are reasonably necessary and safe.
Thank you. And Member Hewen with a second?
Second.
Thank you. And a roll call vote. Member Brush?
Yes.
Member Hayes?
Yes.
Member Hobson?
Yes.
Member Hewen?
Yes.
Member Jonas?
Yes.
Member Woodford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Can I have a motion on item 2? Member Hewen?
Chair, I move that the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 11, and 17, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code 165-114D's requirement that the proposed development will not have unnecessary adverse effects on abutting or downstream properties on protected area resources such as wetlands, lakes, streams, or brooks, and that all downstream channels or municipal stormwater collection systems have adequate capacity to carry the flow without significant negative effects.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Member Hobson? The second, let's do a roll call vote. Member Brush,
Yes.
Member Hayes.
Yes.
Member Hobson.
Yes.
Member Hune,
Yes.
Member Jonas.
Yes.
Member Woodford.
Yes.
The chair votes yes. Can I have a motion for item 3? Member Brush.
Mr. Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 5, and 10, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code Section 165-114E's requirements that all outdoor lighting shall be designed, installed, and maintained to avoid unreasonable adverse effects from light pollution.
Thank you. And a second, Member Jonas. A roll call vote. Member Brush.
Yes.
Member Hayes.
Yes.
Member Hobson.
Yes.
Member Hune.
Yes.
Member Jonas.
Yes.
Member Woodford.
Yes.
The chair votes yes. On to item 4. May I have a motion? Member Jonas.
Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 5, 14, and 15, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code Section 165-114F's requirements for landscaping.
Thank you. And do we have a second?
I'll second.
Member Hobson with a second and a roll call vote. Member Brush.
Yes.
Member Hayes.
Yes.
Member Hobson.
Yes.
Member Hune.
Yes.
Member Jonas.
Yes.
Member Woodford.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Can I have a motion on item 5? Oh, thank you, Mr. Hobson, Member Hobson.
The Chair, the board I move that the board finds that based on exhibit 2, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code Section 165-114G's requirements for the building setbacks and location to avoid unreasonable adverse effects on adjacent properties or public rights of way.
Thank you. And do we have a second?
Seconded.
Oh, Member Wood, thank you. Member Woodford and a roll call vote. Member Brush.
Yes.
Member Hayes.
Yes.
Member Hobson.
Yes.
Member Hune.
Yes.
Member Jonas.
Yes.
Member Woodford.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. And for item 6, Member Brush.
Mr. Chair, I move the board finds that based on exhibits 2, 11, and 17, the applicant satisfied Land Development Code Section 165-114K's requirements regarding site plans needing approval under the provisions of 38 MRSA Section 1420-D as amended.
Thank you. And a second.
I'll second.
Member Hobson. Thank you. And a roll call vote. Member Brush.
Yes.
Member Hayes.
Yes.
Member Hobson.
Yes.
Member Hune.
Yes.
Member Jonas.
Yes.
Member Woodford.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. That concludes part 4 and brings us to the decision. Do we have something like to lead the decision? Member Hune.
Chair, I move that the board finds that the project meets the requirements for land development permit for a major site development and planned group development, and therefore the board grants the land development permit for the proposed project.
Thank you. And a second. Member Brush and a roll call vote. Member Brush.
Yes.
Member Hayes.
Yes.
Member Hobson.
Yes.
Member Hune.
Yes.
Member Jonas.
Yes.
Member Woodford.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. So all items passed and the application's been approved. So if you have any questions, you would be reaching out to the code enforcement office for any guidance you might need. Yep, that is our second item. Let me get back to the agenda on what we have next. For other business, that concludes our new business. For other business, we have the 2022 Comprehensive Plan Implementation Update. That's our first item. Planning Officer Colette, would you like to
Yes.
give us an update?
Before I go to that, I did just want to give you an update on the arterials text change. I don't know if any of you followed the council process, but they had tabled that to their bed committee meeting, took more public comment. And then it went back to council, the full council, and they did vote along with planning board to reject that change. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. So, but yes, the memo that I included in your packet just kind of goes over the background of the comprehensive plan. Some of you were with us through that process, but in 2024, we started a document that went through all those policies and talked about ways that we've been implementing those. And so we did update this recently to track additional things and then update items that we had included in the 2024 update. And so we just wanted to show that to you, so you're aware, and we will plan to keep that updated. And I think this summer, 2025, that'll be the 2-year mark. So we'll probably try and come back to you again with new updates. So are there any questions on that?
We'd like to start with some questions. Member Jonas.
I just have a statement. I think this is an outstanding way to keep track of things, and I really appreciated reading through it. It was a lot. It was a long read,
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
But thank you for keeping this format. It's easy to follow. It's easy to track. And I really also understand how many of the different activities that the city undergoes affects different parts of the plan. And so that was also really clear. So thank you.
Okay, awesome. Glad to hear that. Yeah, and just wanted to reiterate, I think I said it in the memo, but we do list things in there multiple times because they often affect multiple policies. So, yeah.
Anything you'd want to call out in particular that's coming up? There was trying to remember offhand.
Well, I mean, the biggest one is going to be the land development code update because that touches so many different actions. So that's the biggest thing.
Any other questions or discussion? Well, thank you. Other items for tonight were thoughts on a land development code update and land use planning. You'd mentioned the findings or the outcome for the major arterial on Ohio and State Street. Anything else on that front to share?
I don't have anything other than the status. So
Any comments or discussion from planning board? Let's see. Any documents we need to be planning to sign this evening? All right.
yes, the Odland Road plans, that's plan group development. So there will be 2 copies to sign. And the decisions that you adopted, yes.
Any final items before we adjourn? All right, well, thank you. That concludes the planning board meeting. The time is 8:11.